In the land of plenty, malnutrition exists. It affects those who have provided for generations, those who made you dinner, packed your lunch, and made sure your stomachs were full. It affects the elderly, your grandmother, your grandfather, mother or dad. The implications of malnutrition are severe and often overlooked because of other conditions. An elderly person dealing with malnutrition is at risk of impaired immune function, loss of strength and muscle mass, poor wound healing, impaired cognitive ability, at greater risk of falls, increased hospital admissions, all compound to result in a reduced quality of life. So why does this occur in a nation like Australia? Firstly, poverty and lack of financial resources lead to financial constraints which affect their access to nutritious food. Also, there is a lack of government support on this matter. They see malnutrition as an individual's issue. There are also issues with the inadequacy and low rate of the pension. They also don't acknowledge structural barriers. Public transport is an issue. It's very difficult to travel to shopping centres and then to navigate home with groceries on public transport. This is extremely difficult if you have impaired mobility. Malnutrition is a symptom of medicalised diets. Doctors prescribe medications that restrict certain foods. They do this without offering any support or information on how an individual can alter or maintain a nutritious diet. How can we intervene? Rather than see the elderly as people who have poor self-care that leads to malnutrition, we need to acknowledge it is a symptom of social barriers that restricts access to nutritious food. Their voices need to be heard. Programs like Meals on Wheels provide a much-needed meal delivery service to elderly people living alone at home. However, because of funding cutbacks and lack of government support, meals that were once delivered fresh daily are now frozen and only delivered once a week. Clients of Meals on Wheels say they miss the fresh food and find the frozen meals often unappetising. The Maggie Beer Foundation is one charity working towards the prevention of malnutrition in the elderly through information and specialised recipes. Currently, this charity is focusing on aged care, but through greater funding and support is looking to expand its reach to elderly living at home. Programs like these need to be supported from a government level, but also from the community. They must be seen as an important program that help the well-being of the elderly. Finally, it is most important to advocate this issue to government. We must reject their understanding of this as an individualised issue. Malnutrition in the elderly living at home alone is a social issue that may one day impact us all. Pressure and voice must be given to this issue in our nation and government.